you lose weight, but you've ended up a higher body fat percentage. So how can I get fatter, but I'm getting lighter on the scale? It's not the weight in the scale, it's not the diet itself. It's like you're losing strength, you're losing muscle, and that is in return going to make you an unhealthier and frailer human being. And the only way to fight against that or build a stronger body is a form of resistance training. And it could be the bodybuilding splits, it can be the push-pull legs, the full body. It doesn't matter, but it needs to be resistance training in the right way. And that's why I'm a big believer that it needs to start with that. And if you look at the industries, like it's the medical industry is not going to, they don't care. The food market industry doesn't care. Even to an extent, like your doctors and nurses and that, they're fighting a losing battle. There's too much demand.
They're blind to it.
There's too much demand coming in that they can physically. So it's a matter of, it's a quick turnover. And yes, they get to treat the issue, but it's not the root cause. And the root cause, it's not going to solve everything, but it's going to make the biggest dent if every single person could lift weights at least once or twice a week for 30, 40 minutes, focus on more compound lifts and free weights, moving every movement partner as opposed to your press, your pull, your squat, any sort of movement partner that you do, that would solve a lot of our issues.
Well, I think it's a testament to my wife, who said that she was never ever someone that would end up in the gym, and I never ever pushed it.
So
she came to the lifting club, the parents, I came to the lifting club with George, the parents in Kidwell. Initially it was a lifting club.
What was that?
And then and the parents, she's obviously like, I'll come along. Ted wanted to come along, so she came along, and then she really enjoyed lifting the weights, and now she's in training in the gym. And she was like, I'd have never thought I would have ever seen myself in the gym, and now is completely hooked, because you reap
the rewards so quickly.
And she's exhausted. She's like, I cannot believe how sore I am in parts of my body that I never knew I had.
Yeah.
And she's like, I am exhausted. And I'm like, well, but a good exhausted, like she feels really good, like really energized.
It's like rewarded in a sense. Yeah. And that's where it's not about, and this is why it's not really about weight. It's not about the kind of look in front of the mirror. It's like, let's just focus on this one wee tiny element and watch what starts to spiral. You talk about the upward spiral and the downward spiral and all that. For me, that first step is getting people confident in lifting weights, and then from there we go to deeper levels, what's the right foods to have and all that sort of stuff. But you got your main pillars. But then if you go back to like why did my kind of thoughts on like Robert Kennedy and everything to do with the nutrition and that, but people will hear that now, they're not going to listen, because what was happening in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, we went from fat's bad for you, carbs are bad for you, protein's bad for you, vegetables are bad for you. Like, there's so much contradicting information.
And also the thing being is that they sub categories of food have changed
that many times.
Carbohydrate in the 60s is not the same as a carbohydrate today due to its ultra processed nature.
Look up the picture GMO of apples, seeds. Right? But apples in the 1950s were like that size. We're genetically modifying fucking everything to be bigger, and it's a great thing to have. It comes with its consequences.
It does, because it's not yielding the same nutrition, and then the people selling the GMO seeds, they don't regerminate, so you need to buy more seeds off them, so they now have the monopoly on the food supply. Yeah. So it's one of these things that you just, it's not obvious. And then the food pyramid was a complete sham. Like, the scientists were paid to make it look.
Oh, it's changed that many times though as well. And look, we're at a stage where if you look at it, it ain't so bad now. Still not great, but it's a decent reference point. But people don't care anymore. Like technology, the ease of ordering takeaways, like all that sort of stuff, all the devices that keeps us sat down behind the screen, they're all things we're fighting against. In the film WALL-E, if you've ever watched that, like, we're edging towards that more and more. But yeah, like if I've kind of had conversation with even my peers growing up, and I'm a part to play in this, because I got into bodybuilding, that's what I loved, that's what George loves, and a consequence of us doing that is the people around us then think, I'm not really interested, the gym's no for me. And it's like, oh fuck, I've missed a trick there, because my parents don't lift, my family to a majority extent see me as the young 20-year-old making my eggs and being disciplined with all that sort of stuff, and straight away they're against that shit's not for me, that's for the bodybuilders. And that's the message I'm trying to fight against. It's not that anything's wrong with it. Yeah, like I said, it's one little modality within it. So is High Rock, so is CrossFit, so is every other sport within it. But regardless of what you want to do to chase after your dreams in life, anything that you want to do, whether it's your goals are around family, financial freedom, property, whatever business it may be, it's a better world with resistance training in it, and that's what I want to get out there. Because I don't think anyone's pushing that message as much. In fact, I don't believe there is anyone out there fighting that message. When you kind of look at why Joe Wicks got so popular, and he created something for when lockdown happened. He already had a bit of a following before that, but it was all around diet again. Lose calories, lose weight. Weight Watchers, Slimming World. It's all focused on losing weight, getting smaller, getting weaker, and getting frailer. And I don't think people realise that.